Hi everyone, welcome to this channel, the Merchant Construct-preneurs and Tutors. Today we're looking at a very interesting topic, and this topic could be how to prepare a work breakdown schedule for foundation to ground floor level. So a work breakdown schedule is like breaking of activities for a particular project. What comes next, what can work concurrently, or the list of procedures that will actually help you to achieve a project. That's what a work breakdown is. So we'll be looking at the explanation, a deep down explanation why it is done and what it entails. So we're able to be guided on what it is, right? So many construction projects fail not because of poor design, but because of poor planning. One of the most important planning tools every site engineer must understand is the work breakdown schedule. Just like I said, you can see from the image there, we have site clearing, we have setting out, we have excavation, we have blending and rebars, we have ground floor slab. So all these are steps that will guide you in ensuring that you achieve the project, the objectives of the project, right? So before you rush to site, make sure to break down the work. Even if you don't understand these things, you ask questions, you make researches so that you are guided. You know what next and when next to enter this, or when next to engage, like when to engage the masons, when to engage the steel benders, when to engage the machines that's going to excavate the soil and all this. Because without planning, you are going to be wasting a lot of time, resources, and manpower here. So what is a work breakdown schedule? So work breakdown schedule is a systematic process of breaking down a construction project into smaller manageable activities. Not different from what I've been saying since, right? So the reason why it helps, one, to plan site activities logically, right? To know when to engage who, how, what to do next, what to buy, what not to buy, what to cut away, or what to bring into the site. Assign responsibilities. So everybody have their different responsibilities. The procurement manager has responsibility, the site manager, the construction engineers, the technicians, artisans, they all have their responsibilities. You estimate time and resources, right? So if you spend much time planning or even doing one activity, then you've not planned these things. So there are some activities that can run concurrently. So all these things come together to make sure that you achieve your goal. So number one, slide one, why work breakdown schedule? Like, why do you need to prepare it, right? Work breakdown schedule helps engineers and project managers to know what work must be done, the correct sequence of activities, and resources required at each stage. Right? So reduce omissions and prevent overlapping of tasks. Okay, so reduce omissions and prevent overlapping of tasks. Right? So once you break this thing down, it helps you to see the loopholes of what you have omitted before, and also it improves site coordination. Everybody knows what to do at what time, when to come in, especially when the site is tight, what machines need to come in, how to remove excavated materials to cut it away from site, stockpiling of materials and all that. Then track daily progress. So these are very understandable, like you understand how this thing works. So now we're looking at steps to prepare a work breakdown schedule from foundation to ground floor. So we're looking at it step by step. So we have just like overview, but now I want to go into details what all these things entails. Now, so the work breakdown schedule for this project is from foundation to ground floor slab, right? So it consists of site preparation, excavation, foundation work, substructure, ground floor slab, just like you can see in the images. So we'll be going in depth in each of these activities, which some of them will be expanded, right? So okay, so we're looking at some of them will be expanded, like a place where we have blinding, some places we have backfilling. All those activities will be expanded and explained, so we don't need to get worked up on what is expected of us. Okay, so So step one, we have site clearing and setting out. That's the first set. When you get to site, you do the clearing, removal of stumps, and excavation of the topsoil. Then you'd have your setting out. Just from the images, you can see the image. The first one, the bulldozer, is it says removing the topsoil and all those soil that are not what's the name, that are not desired. Then you move over to setting out of building. Then you check levels. So these steps, estimated duration within 1 to 2 days, you should be done with it. Say setting out, with the advent of more modern equipment now, you have your 3D laser. You can do your setting out within 30 minutes, 1 hour with your people there. So the excavation of topsoil, depending on how big the site is, can take 1 to 3 days. But for this small project, the estimated duration is just like 1 to 2 days, right? So that's the first step, site clearing and setting out. So step 2 is excavation works. Now you've done your setting out. So the setting out is the representation of how the building is going to be positioned in the ground. So all those points that have been marked out will now be excavated trench by trench, just as you can see in the image by the side there. So this activity for excavation to foundation level includes excavation of trenches / pads, depending on the type of foundation, trimming and leveling, yes, disposal of excavated soil. So the estimated duration within 2 to 4 days. So depending on the soil type, the excavation method, the site condition, if it is tight or it is spacious. So all these things come in place. So just know that the second stage is excavation. So once you excavate based on what has been set out, you excavate, you trim, you dispose, right? So this is another step. So you cannot bring in the excavator to come and start doing the work before the site clearing and setting out. It doesn't work that way. So the third step is concrete and reinforcement works for foundation. Now this is another stage. So as you can see in the image below there, you can see that it's just like having like a raft. That's the image there, like a raft. So you have your blinding of the ground that has been excavated. That's the activities inside this foundation works and foundation concrete works and reinforcement. So you fix your reinforcement. After blinding, you fix your reinforcement for the pad. You fix your reinforcement. You put your formwork too. If you have a beam, you put your formwork too. Then you cast the concrete. You cure the concrete. These are the steps for this particular stage. Estimated duration within 4 to 8 days. Yet still depends on the size of the project. So these are the activities that are within this. So after excavation, site preparation, you have your excavation. So after your excavation, you have your foundation works, blinding, you put your reinforcement and concrete. So the next step is foundation walls / column stops or stop columns, depending on how you know it as. So you can see from the image there, we have like a pad and strip foundation. So we have the block walls forming the strips and we have the pads, as you can see there. So those are the stop columns. Those columns on the pads are the stop columns, right? So this stage defines the blueprint, the building footprint above the natural ground level. These activities include beam or block laying up to DPC level, like damp proof course level. Then the construction of column stops, right? The estimated duration is 3 to 5 days. So these activities for this one now, the call it the block laying and the column stops. So this one now is taking it up from that foundation level up to the DPC or close to the ground floor level, right? So the next step is backfilling and compaction. From the previous image, you have some hollow voids, after the setting out has been done, and those points have been filled with columns, beams or blocks. Now you need to backfill those portions, those voids, and you compact them very well. So the next activities include backfilling foundation trenches, you compact in layers, you dispose excess materials. Right, this step is crucial for preventing future settlement problems, and the expected duration is within 1 to 2 days. So from the image here you can see, so the compacting in layers, so backfilling those trenches, and they are compacting in layers in the compactor. Right, so there are different type of compactor. You have the plate type, you have the roller. So depending on the tamping what's the name, the tamping compactor too, depending on the size of the project and the type of soil you are compacting or you're backfilling with. Right, so these activities too are within. So the next step is hardcore filling and ground floor preparation. Right, so after backfilling this, the next step of activities is to fill with hardcore. And now this hardcore are crushed stones, 100 mm, 200 mm size, depending on the what's the name on the project. And now you use a bed of 50 mm sand to cover, so that you have a leveled surface. Right, so now when you put the hardcore, you compact the hardcore, use sand to cover it. Then if you want to treat it, anti-termite treatment, you also do that. Do the sand blinding, and then you now have the mortar blinding on top of it. That's another activity that follows in this our work breakdown schedule. Note, all these activities that have been grouped are activities that must finish before the next one starts. And so each of these activities that we have taken have other activities that can run either concurrently or still wait when one finishes. So the next step is the ground floor slab construction. I think this is the final step, and this final activity includes damp-proof membrane installation, like the nylon, like black line, as you can see in the image there. Now you fix your reinforcement, right? Then you cast the ground floor, then you do the finishes depending on the type of finish you want. If it is tamping, if it is power tool welding, you want to finish the surface, depending on the type of finishes you want to do. But this is what this last stage entails: damp-proof membrane fixing, slab reinforcement, casting of the ground floor, finishing, and curing. And this activity takes 2 to 3 days. So at this stage, this project has reached the ground floor level that we completed based on our work breakdown schedule. We said from the foundation to the ground floor level. So if you have multi-story buildings, still prepare the work breakdown schedule for all other that. Right, so this is just an illustration. So the next step is to get the summary table of everything I have been saying. So let's know that we have forgotten what to say in the first instance. So for the first one, we have the site clearing and setting out, the duration 1 to 2 days. Predecessor is the very first activity, so it doesn't have any activities that must come before it. The next one is excavation, and it takes within 2 to 4 days, and it must start after when the site clearing and site setting out has been completed. That's why the predecessor as 1. The next activity is blinding. That's 1 day. It must start when excavation has ended. The next activity is foundation, rebars, and concrete. 3 to 5 days duration. Block walls and stop columns, 3 to 5 days. Backfilling and compaction, 1 to 2 days. Hardcore and sand filling, concrete and including concrete blinding, 2 to 3 days. Ground floor slab, rebars, and concreting, 1 to 3 days. So all these activities have been summarized in this table, and total duration is within 14 to 25 days. So anything above 25 days now is already causing delay in the next activity that must continue. Right, so before we undertake any project, we need to understand what needs to start, what needs to end it, or what needs to follow up when one activity has ended, so that we don't end up wasting time, wasting resources, and then the artisans will waste quality manpower due to not planning properly, right? So all these predecessors, we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and the rest. So there are activities that must end before the next one starts. From the explanation, each of all these activities have other small activities inside it that was working concurrently. Like your reinforcements now, it is not when everything has been settled that you now start cutting your reinforcement and bending into shape. No, those reinforcements the laying will come after when everything has been set, but then you need to prepare them down, cut into shape and all the rest, right? So this is Gantt chart for this project, foundation to ground floor level. So all that was in that summary table, it has been done in this Gantt chart. All the activities from in descending order. So we start from the base there: site clearing and setting out, excavation, blending and concrete, foundation walls and stop columns, backfilling and compaction, hardcore and floor preparation, ground floor slab. So all these activities have been prepared in a Gantt chart format, right? So this is what it is to what it means to prepare your work breakdown schedule, right? So if you have any questions that is not clear about work breakdown schedule, you can actually put it in the comment section, right? So while I create more content that will still help us to understand project management and even construction management, right? So the construction is very vast. Includes the calculation, it includes the theoretical part, includes the management of materials, resources, time, even personnel. So you need to understand this very well. So for more educative content on construction, structural engineering, kindly hit the like button and subscribe to this channel. Thank you.